Good evening, BNR, and welcome to our pre-match warm-up show for Marseille. As you can see, we are down a few tonight. The guys have got things going on. We've got things happening. I think Asim's doing some channel promotion across the World Wide Web, and Avi and Gina got all sorts going on. We might get Jean later on in the show. We'll see how things see how things go. But yeah, I'm afraid it's just me to start us off this evening, and we'll try and cover as much as we can to start the stream. But so yeah, obviously I'm on my own, so bear with me, and I'm going to need loads of chat interaction tonight. So I know I've been getting plenty of stick over the last few weeks with regards to our wonderful manager. And I'm happy to have taken that stick, and I'm also happy to have said what I've said with regards to I think that the change needs to come. So hopefully everyone will go a little bit easier on me this evening. But yeah, we're gonna kick the show off with what's called with a little look at the Champions League so far. Then we're going to see what our opposition are up against are looking like tomorrow night. I didn't know that much about Marseille, if I'm being honest. Just about have time to focus on the Premier League, let alone the other teams across Europe. But yeah, we'll take a little deep dive into Marseille, and we'll see where the evening takes us. So I think the other Champions League results, a lot of them have come in obviously tonight. We've had the chat saying on time for the change. That was one instruction that we had tonight, is to make sure that we go live on time. So yeah, the one bonus of having just me is that we absolutely go live on time tonight. So it's glad to have you all with us from the off at 10 o'clock. So interesting result tonight. Seeing Man City got beat, that was quite interesting. Really good to see. I think it was 3-1 in the end. I didn't actually watch the game myself. I don't know whether anybody else watched it, or whether they were impressed or with Bodo Glimt, or whether City are just a bit of a mess at the moment. I think that I'm right in saying that's 4 games without a win for City, so they're not exactly flying. I wonder whether Marquet is thinking, what has he walked into there at City at the moment? So we shall see how they progress. Did anyone watch the Man City game? Where was that a fair result? Was it what's called? Was it a good performance from Bodo? Was City just way off it again? I don't know. I'm not sure. As I say, how it went. Interesting to get people's feedback on that one. Someone saying there that Uzar saying Slotterbeck watch. They played, but Dortmund played tonight, didn't they? They played Spurs, didn't they? I think. What was the final score on that? I'm not sure. Anyone could? I think Spurs were 2-0 up, weren't they? As far as I can remember, I'm pretty sure they were 2-0 up. I don't know what the final score is there. Let me just punch it up. I have got plenty of stats for us tonight, but I haven't got the live scores to hand, so let's have a quick look. Oh, so Bodo Glimt won 3-1 in the end, and then Spurs did end up winning 2-0 against Dortmund. So what are our thoughts on Slotterbeck then? Did he look the part? Didn't really get a chance to tell what he was like? What are our thoughts on Slotterbeck? Anything? Just having a look now to see what other results. Arsenal beat Inter Milan away 3-1. That's a good result as well. I am coming in cold tonight, guys. As I say, I've been out myself. I haven't had a chance to watch any of the footy tonight, so I'm just having a look at it with you guys and reviewing as we go. So Inter scored Jesus scored 2 for Arsenal, and Victor Gyökeres scored as well. Wow, that is a good result for Arsenal. Decent performance. I think they're their top. Let me just punch up our first image of the night. So that's, I think I took that just before the stream started. So that's where we stand in the Champions League as we are. So Arsenal played 7 games out of 7. So he won 7 out of 7. 20 goals in the Champions League and only 2 against. That's pretty impressive stats going. Real Madrid were winning 6-1, according to that. Flipping heck, that's a good start for... Is that right? Real Madrid have played tonight? Or am I just reading that wrong? Oh no, I wonder where that's come from. Was that from earlier on? No, they haven't played. Do they play tomorrow then, Real Madrid? They must play tomorrow, mustn't they? Or am I missing something? Did Real play? All right. Sorry, Hussein. Who? This is how I say your name. I'm always happy and respectful of people's names. So please do correct me if I say things wrong, because yeah, my what's called my skill in the language is limited to, so it's Uzare. I think I've said that right. Correct me again if I'm wrong again. So when do Real Madrid play then? Am I losing the plot here or something? So what is going on here? Real Madrid, when did they not play? Can the chat tell me? Real Madrid beats Monaco 6-1, Dave's saying. So that's right then. So why does that not say that on my what's called? Oh yeah, there it is. Sorry, it's looking right at me. Flipping heck. That's a good start for Arbeloa. My word. So Mbappe, Mascherano, Carrera, Vinicius Junior, and Jude all scored to beat Monaco 5-1. So yeah, that was right there. So Real Madrid sit in second, Bayern Munich in third, Tottenham are in fourth in the Champions League. I didn't realise that. Oh, my word, that's unbelievable. Okay, Bayern obviously still to play. They play tomorrow night along with that Atlanta. City have played though now and lost. And the Reds obviously play tomorrow night. So currently sat on 12 points. So 15. If we were to win tomorrow night, that would take us comfortably into the top 8. And hopefully, assuming we beat PLAYBACK on the last match day round, which nothing's assured at the moment with this team, especially after that Burnley result. But if we were to win that, then that should secure us a top 8 finish and avoid a playoff, which is good. Good to see. Okay, so I think that's where we are. Right, so let's move on then and have a look. I've said it wrong again. I'm getting absolutely hammered here. Ben, you said it wrong again, but it doesn't matter, mate. No problem. No problem. I appreciate that. Thank you for that. We'll I will try and improve my pronunciations on names. I do apologize for any names or anything I read out tonight and I get the name wrong. I will try my best. A lot of the regulars in the chat again tonight. Solo there saying if we win tomorrow we go third. Yes, I think that's correct. If we win tomorrow we go third because of would that be because of the goals for situation? That's pretty good considering how the season's gone so far, but maybe it just highlights the strength of the Premier League as well. You've got Arsenal, you've got Tottenham, you've got City, you've got Liverpool, Newcastle and Chelsea all there or thereabouts. Obviously Newcastle and Chelsea still to play as well, so wins for them. So you could have potentially, I think I'm right in saying this, let me just work that out, you could potentially have all of the English teams in the top 8 come the end of this group stage, which is pretty impressive considering how strong the Premier League is, and it shows you how difficult it is. I was reading a stat the other day where someone said, from a Premier League perspective, I know our form has not been great, and I know it's been frustrating to say the least, and I think we've won something ridiculous like 5 in the last 17 games, which is not good. But someone said yesterday that out of the top, I think I'm right in saying this, the top 6 teams currently in the league, their last 4 games each, so that's 24 games, it's yielded 6 wins in total, which was quite a unbelievable stat. I thought 6 wins from the last 4 match days from the top 6 is pretty big, to say the least. It just shows you how intense and how difficult it is to get a run of wins in this Premier League at this moment in time. Okay, let's move on to have a look at our opposition. So if I just get this right, whiz that down and whiz this up. So we are playing tomorrow night Marseille. So they sit currently 3rd in the French league, haven't played 18 games. They are on 35 points. Scored 41 goals, conceded 19 goals, so win percentage of 61. So they just sit just comfortably behind PSG. So these are no mugs that we're playing tomorrow night. I know the French league is not obviously what the Premier League standard is, but they're not like a mid-table team. They're right up there, and they're a good solid team. So there's definitely their home form is obviously pretty decent as well. Their recent form in general is not bad at all. So last 5 games, 2 wins, 2 defeats, and 1 draw. So mixed, to be fair, mixed. I think it's the Velodrome, isn't it? The name of their ground. I think it'll be quite intense atmosphere tomorrow night. But we shall wait and see. We shall wait and see. I anticipate. I think a lot of people are thinking that it's going to be a really difficult game tomorrow night. But I think we've got a really good chance of going there and winning. Eclipse, no, I'm afraid no one else is joining at this moment in time. We might have Gene later on, but he's got some family business to attend to. Oh, actually, speaking of the devil, here we go. He says, I'll try and be on in 15 minutes. I think he's sorting the kids out, so he's got stuff to do at the moment. He's been left to sort out the kids, and that is obviously the priority at the moment. So you just have to hold on for me for another half an hour or so. We'll see how things go. If he comes, so hopefully that'll be great. But if he doesn't, then well, you'll just have to hang on with me this evening. But yeah, keep your keep your messages coming in, and we'll see how we go. Where are we? This one I've just spotted again from Eclipse. I'm going to be throwing in out all sorts of messages tonight. So yeah, just because, so get involved. The Alonso question was brilliant. Got the ball rattled. He was waffling. I actually disagree, to be honest. I thought he dealt with the question pretty well. If anyone who's not aware, who never saw it, then one of the foreign journalists, it wasn't the local journalist, one of the foreign journalists asked Arne what his thoughts are on Alonso, and was he feeling the pressure with Alonso on the horizon, and was he what's called, has he spoken to Alonso? And that was the part that was obviously, Slot reacted to, and he reacted to it quite funnily, to be honest, by saying that, yeah, Alonso's rang him up and asked him what he thinks of the team and what he thinks his best team will be when he takes over in the summer. And obviously, he was laughing it off, to be honest. But I thought he handled it with quite a lot of dignity. He mentions that. He mentions he feels like he's done a good job since he comes to Liverpool, and he's really enjoying his time at Liverpool. And what will be, will be. He was quite sort of like, understandable about the situation and the frustrations from the fans at the moment. But at the same time, he answered the question, even though it was a bit of a ridiculous question. And as I say, and that's where I'm at, to be honest. I know I said what I said on the show the other day, and I still stand by that. I do think it is time for a change. I think for the good of everybody, to be honest, for us as a fan base, for the club in general, it probably just needs somebody with a lot more energy and a lot more purpose, and maybe just a fresh approach and a look at the bigger picture. But I've got any manager who wins a league title for this club deserves everybody's utmost respect. Whether or not it's been really frustrating and disappointing this season, it has. There's no doubt about that. But I think he deserves a huge amount of credit. I think, again, I was thinking about this the other day. You think about whoever came in to follow Klopp, it would have been a really, really huge undertaking. It was a massive challenge for whoever came in to take over from Klopp. So if you'd have said before Slot was appointed, whoever comes in to replace Klopp, they'll get 2 years, and 1 year they'll win the league, and the other year they'll get top 4 there or thereabouts, then we'd all have bit his hand off. And as I say, I know there's context to it because this season has been really frustrating and disappointing, and there's no getting away from that. But there is factors as well with regards to what's happened in the summer, what happened with the way that the squad was built in the summer, in terms of Slot obviously has been hamstrung with injuries, with players arriving late, with the limitations on the squad and the imbalance in the squad. So I think given the circumstances, we'd all have loved to have been better this season without a shadow of a doubt. But the reality is that he's done a pretty decent job, considering He had to follow such an absolute legend in Klopp, and in my eyes, he's what's called, when he does leave, then he gets to walk away with his head held high, and he put a Premier League title in the cabinet, which nobody can ever dismiss. Okay, so just going back to a bit more of a deeper dive into Marseille. So this is Marseille's team so far this season, stats wise. So again, some interesting ones here. Obviously, De Zerbi's the manager. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm sure there's a lot of people in the chat who know a lot more about the European football than me. But yeah, De Zerbi, who's obviously ex-Brighton, he's the manager. So he's going to obviously have them playing in a really good style of football. They have some really interesting names in the team that a lot of people might recognise. So they've got Gomez, who used to be at United, played for England a couple of times. He looks like he's been, a pretty decent part in the team. He'll probably play. They've got Benjamin Pavard at the back, who is part of the French World Cup winning team. Fullback, really good player. They've got Mason Greenwood, who obviously was at United and obviously left because of a bit of a scandal there and a bad situation. But he's a very talented player, and he's got 12 goals so far this season. So he is a threat without a shadow of a doubt, and I think he will be a threat tomorrow night. I expect that he will start as well. Just looking at the rest of their team, they've got I can't even see what the name of that person is. Piaxio, am I saying that right? Brazilian kid. So he scored 4 goals this season. So he'll be obviously a bit of a threat. But throughout the rest of the team, it doesn't look like there's that many other goal scorers considerably. Looking at the assists as well, they've got a guy called Nadir in midfield, 4 assists so far this year. Yeah. Marcus is saying that Pavard isn't available. Is that right? I didn't realise that. So he won't be playing tomorrow night. I'm not sure what's up with him. A few people saying in the chat that Mason Greenwood is world class. I'm saying there, Mason Greenwood is world class. As I say, I've not watched him in the French league this season. I know there's been little links with him coming back to his coming back to the Premier League in the summer. So we'll see how that develops. But he's certainly, obviously, had an impact at Marseille. So I think he will be a considerable threat. Yeah, Paul Ben by himself. I do apologise, guys, if you've come hoping for a big old debate and a big chat about tomorrow night. Then I'm afraid that as I say, it's just me majority of the evening. We might get Gina. Hopefully, we do for a bit later on. But if not, then we'll just have to run with me. Yes, I am. I'm a Billy No Mates tonight. That is the case. Thanks, Alex. Love you too, mate. I know you're an absolute stalwart in the channel, and you're watching every stream and supporting every stream. So I appreciate that. That's very kind of people to say nice things. Okay, people's talking about our team and looking at our team. So kindly named Mo Salah. Ben, would you play Salah as a second striker with Hugo and keep Szoboszlai on the right? I will share with you my team for tomorrow night in a bit, and then we'll have a bit of a deep dive in it, and we'll see whether you agree, whether you'd make changes, what you would do. I will punch up our team in a minute. So yeah, just finishing off on Marseille. They have got I can't see it actually. Am I right in saying that? They got Holberg. He used to be at Tottenham, didn't he? He's not a bad player. So they have got some decent players. Jeffrey Kondogbia, he's a decent player as well, I think. I remember him being linked with us a good while ago, a few years back now, but he has been linked with us as well. So they have got a few names in the team. So it's it's not going to be an easy game. I think it'll be a really interesting game. I don't know what style of play Marseille play, to be honest. I don't know if they're really, a low block, or whether or not they are a really attacking team. Here's my mate, Michael, in the chat tonight. Hello, Mr. Rooney. That's his nickname's Rooney, by the way, because he looks like Wayne Rooney. So we all call him Rooney, but his name's Michael, and he's one of my best mates. Don't tell anybody though, because we don't like to admit that. But yeah, Anfield, yes. Do you have a predicted lineup for the game? Okay, yeah. I won't put you in any more suspense. So if I just pull this off, I'm trying to be too nerdy and whiz back, and we will fire up my share. I think I've got it here. There we go. Right. So this is what I think the team will be tomorrow night. This is my shout for the team tomorrow night. So interesting in the what's called the press conference that Slot pretty much confirmed that Salah would be starting tomorrow night. I don't know if people saw it, but the very last line in the what's called the very last line in the press conference this afternoon mentioned that I think somebody asked Slot whether or not his relationship with Mo has improved. Has it been sorted out? How's it been? Have you spoke to each other? And Slot was very calmly just said, yeah, we're fine, we're all good. We've had a chat, and if people are worried about what my opinion of Mo is or where I think he sits, then just wait until you see the team tomorrow night. I'm ad-libbing a little bit, but words to that effect. That was essentially what was said. So that basically suggests that Mo is starting tomorrow night, which I'm quite surprised at, if I'm being honest. Just come back from a very intense tournament at AFCON. Hey, talking of intense tournaments, we have what's it called? We have I have a co-host at last.
Angie, yes, Ben.
Good evening, sir.
What's happening, brother? What's going on?
21 minutes on my own. It's feels like 21 hours. I don't know how these people do these. I don't know how these people do these solo streams. My words.
I thought you needed a drink. I thought you needed a drink.
I did. Yeah, absolutely.
What's going on? I'm sorry. I was planning to come on, but I thought Gino was going to come on with you, but he's playing Happy Families.
Yes,
Abby's
have you seen the WhatsApp group?
Abby's just on a letdown, isn't it? Yeah, since he's come back home, but
he's on a 3-week party bounce, isn't he? That lad. Every photo he's put in the group so far has been either a restaurant, a bar, or a kitchen full of drinks.
Yeah, I've been teasing him, saying you've been letting the team down, last minute dropouts. But you know what? Joking aside, he comes home probably once or twice max a year. So he's got so many guests coming over, so many little things to do as well with mates, friends, and family. So the chip will be in town tomorrow. That's the main thing. So make sure you all tune in for the special watch along tomorrow. But big up to the chat. I've heard little bits of the show, but where are we?
Yeah, I'm what's called. Because I was anticipating rolling solo tonight, I just threw in all sorts of stats and all sorts of information regarding. So we've had a quick run through the Champions League table. So if we win tomorrow night, then we will be third if other results go our way, which is quite unbelievable when you think about how our season's gone for us to be third in the Champions League table. But I think it highlights a lot around how strong the Premier League is. Like Tottenham, I'll just throw it back up there for you, Asim, so you can see. Tottenham fourth in the Champions League table, and they've been absolutely diabolical in the Premier League. But I think if assuming Newcastle and Chelsea and Liverpool all win tomorrow night, then you'll find all 6 British teams in the top 8 in the Champions League. And I think that just highlights how strong the Premier League is in general, doesn't it? We had a quick look at Marseille's team as well. They've got some interesting players. They've obviously got De Zerbi, haven't they, in the what's called as their manager. But more notably, they've got Angel Gomez in midfield, ex-United, and they've got Mason Greenwood up front, who is their top goal scorer with 12 goals in 17 games this season, which is pretty good going. So he'll be a threat, and they've got some other decent players as well. Few of the names that we will have recognised from the past, as we mentioned, Gomez, Jeffrey Kondogbia. Remember us being linked with him a few years ago.
Yeah.
Holberg, who's at Spurs. Yes.
Does he start for Holberg?
Holberg, yeah, he does. Yeah, 16 games so far, so he started every game. So Matt O'Reilly as well. He's the guy. Didn't he go on loan? Was he at Brighton? Was he? He must have gone on loan like last minute. I'm sure he was at Brighton. pretty sure he was at Brighton. So he's obviously playing most games. And then a guy called Bilal Nadir. Don't know if you've heard of him, Moroccan kid.
No.
Whether he was at the, he might have been at AFCON, though, mightn't he? Because Morocco were in the, Morocco in the final?
Aubameyang.
Oh, yeah, of course. They've got Aubameyang, haven't they, as well? Yeah. So I'm not sure what the score is. And they've got the legend that is Neil Maupay.
Oh, I've just seen his name. Bloody hell.
Honestly, it's amazing, isn't it? You know, you just don't, obviously, I hold my hand up. I don't follow European football anywhere near as much as I should do. So it's interesting to see these players and where they're plying the trade. But yeah, just before you joined, I was just going to dive into what I would suggest or predict is Liverpool's lineup tomorrow night. So I'll throw the stage back on, but I've done a share so that we can whiz it round. That's what I think the Liverpool team will be selected. So, as I say, just before you joined, I don't know if you heard the press conference. Slot pretty much confirmed, enough confirmed that Salah would be in the starting lineup tomorrow night.
Really?
Yes, he did. Yeah. So he got asked the question right at the end of the press conference that said. The question was basically, I apologise to the chat because obviously I'm just explaining it again. But he basically got asked by the chat, by one of the journos, you know, what's your relationship like with Mo now? Have you had a chance to talk to him? Have you reconciliated with him, etc., etc.? And Slot was like, yeah, we're good. We've had a good chat. He's trained today. And if people are worried about, I'm ad-libbing a little bit, but if people are worried about how I feel about him or where we stand, then just wait until you see the team tomorrow night.
Exact quotations.
Near enough, yeah. Near enough. Let me get the
give me the exact piece.
Let me get yeah, it was let me just get it up. Bear with me 1 second. I think the chat will confirm what I'm saying. He pretty much said,
I'm surprised we haven't seen it though.
Right, okay, yeah. So Arne Slot's on the Salah situation. Fresh start, question mark. I just answered that one. One moment I decided not to play Mo, and one when I decided not to take him to the game. All others, I brought him in, never have been an issue for me. First time he is able to be in the squad again, and he is, which is tomorrow. And then he says, so let's see from the lineup tomorrow if you still think that there is an issue.
Wow.
So to me, if he's saying that, then it's, let's say what the lineup is tomorrow. If you still think there's an issue, then to me, unless he's double bluffing De Zerbi, but to me that suggests that he's going to play. He's going to start.
If you're double bluffing De Zerbi at Salah's expense, that's not going to go down well, is it?
If he's on the bench now, then that's the biggest bluff in history.
Salah will be knocking in door. You fucker! What were you saying last night? Listen, mate, I was trying to double bluff him. But
so, under the assumption he starts,
I think you're right. If you go by those quotations, Ben,
I think there's a very good chance he starts. So, based on that assumption, and this is just me doing powers of elimination, I think Gomez potentially comes in for Canate because he's not there, is he? Because of family reasons. So whether he flies back over and he's involved, I don't know. But let's make the assumption that he isn't because he's distracted. So Gomez plays. Everyone else pretty much picks themselves along the back four. We haven't got any other right backs. Kerkez is going to start because he did the classic. Kerkez did the press conference. So near enough, or whoever does the press conference is starting. And then I think he'll probably keep with the same shape. And the reason I've said this lineup is because he can't drop Wirtz because he's in his form of his Liverpool career so far. McAllister was rested on Saturday, so you'd assume that he comes back in. Ekitike obviously is back in business. And if Salah's on the right, then that's the only formation and shape that I can see that works. What do you think?
Yeah. The only thing I would say about that,
I can shift it round if you want me to.
I would shift Gravenberch to where Szoboszlai is.
Okay. Like this.
And then swap Szoboszlai.
Okay.
With McAllister.
Ah, right. Okay. So you think McAllister and Gravenberch will play in the pivot, Szoboszlai in the 10. It's left
because
Salah right.
Mohamed Salah's back. Imagine McAllister shuttling across to cover.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you're like, if Salah's out here, Wirtz tucks in a little bit and then you've got Frimpong and Szoboszlai acting as that triangle. And
Yeah.
then you'd hope that Kirkes gets up and down here and gives you the width.
Yeah.
And then Wirtz tucks in behind Ekitike a little bit more, and McAllister can do his work there. Yeah.
I think that works better.
What do we think, Chat? Are we saying yay, nay? Can't. What have we got here? Someone Alexis can't play with Wirtz, unfortunately. Well, he's going to have to at some point during the season because we haven't exactly got a lot of options. Why can't Salah play as inside forward? So what? As in, like, does he mean
that'll happen? That will happen a lot as well.
What you mean? And that would be Wirtz would be there, and then you've got two.
No, I think that Salah as up top with Ekitike.
Salah up top. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah,
like Frimpong holding width. Frimpong holding width
on the right.
No, 2 10s.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, like that. Then that's interesting.
So you got a 4-2-2. Wirtz would be obviously the other side where Sobo is.
Yeah. So he'd be more right there.
So you can have that as well, and then you can allow the space for Kirkes and Frimpong to get higher.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough. Yeah, it's a good shout. So have you just been over on Jamie?
Big up to Jamie. Jamie was very kind to invite me. So yeah, we had a chat, really good chat for an hour, and he redirected people here as well. So big up to all of Jamie's community as well. And if you haven't subscribed to Jamie's channels, make sure you head over to his channel and give him a like, give him a subscription, because that's all we do. We support people on this journey, and I'm sure you will do so. Big up to Jamie. Thanks for the invite, and hello to his community as well.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Jamie. Okay, then. Just trying to think what else we're going to cover off. So yes, we've got we'll put a big plug in for tomorrow night's watch along. We have all 4 of us on the watch along tomorrow night. The what's called the Forever 4 are on tomorrow night. So we've got myself, Asim, Avi over from California, and Sheena all on the live watch along tomorrow night. So we're all praying that it's a good watch and it's a good performance from the Reds, because you might see the first Royal Rumble in BNR history live in the studio if things go pear-shaped. Are you is there anything particularly you're looking for tomorrow, Asim?
You've got me thinking now about Salah, if he starts.
Were you thinking he wasn't?
I might just need to send a little cheeky text to someone.
Oh, right, okay, yes.
Might be sleeping in France by now, I don't know.
The mole. Well, as I
might have to respect him.
Those quotes for me, they were quite significant. I just don't think he would have any reason to say that unless he was pretty keen. But I think, given the situation, I think they're probably thinking, you know what, we need some output, we need some goals, we need some assists from this team, because we're not scoring anywhere near enough. So it's like, Mo's not going anywhere now, so let's play him every second of every minute of every game and see if he can do something. But I think in that formation, he's protected a little bit as well, though, isn't it? From obviously the deficiencies in terms of like his tracking back, which well, we know that was never a thing anyway, was it? But I think that system protects him a little bit more, doesn't it, with the double pivots? And I think that's probably the way to go for the rest of the season. Yeah,
100%, and especially with Frimpong as well. If you're going to let Frimpong effectively as Blazy right winger, if Salah is going to be the inside forward,
is
in the chat. If he's going to be the inside forward, then you need a bit of protection for Frimpong as well. Whether it's one of the pivot is coming across, whether it's Szoboszlai coming across from the number 10. That is the thing that Liverpool I've been crying out for is, as much as Frimpong has been really good, as much as Kirkes has been very much improved over the last 3-4 weeks in possession, is we still don't have that guy who just can impact the game. If I've got 50 yards to make up, I want a player to. And I'm not saying, look, we need another Trent, because he's a unicorn of a player.
He is a unicorn, yeah. We do want another Trent, but there isn't one out there.
Yeah. But that is the downside is the Frimpong is going to be in such advanced areas. You need a balancing act. You need protection. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be a fascinating game tomorrow. I think De Zerbi always has got something up his sleeve, Ben, with his tactics. His Brighton sides were one of the best sides to see in a footballing sense, in a tactical sense, whether they're at home, at Anfield as well. His Brighton side gave us a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble.
Yeah, there certainly won't be a low block. I can't see that.
They play the right way. They play the right way.
I hope it means that it'll be an entertaining game. To be honest, in theory, that's the and Slot also said in his press conference. It's not something that managers or players tend to say, but he said he'd been out onto the pitch and he said the pitch was absolutely brilliant, like one of the best pitches he's ever seen.
Wow.
So, it does suggest that we should have a carpet to play on. I know they're near enough all like that, but, sometimes it's nice. Sometimes you get some of these away grounds where it's a bobbly pitch and it cuts up dead easy, doesn't it, or whatever, and it doesn't sort of conducive to nice football. But, if it's a carpet to play on, then long may it continue.
Question for you.
Okay.
Obviously, now that you're
I'll just do something.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry, I need to do that. I feel wrong. I feel wrong.
Now that you're slot out.
Yes. I did remind the chat that at the beginning when they saw that it was only me in the chat.
I'm only joking.
Reluctant slot out, let's say that.
Yeah. No, look. At the end, if we win tomorrow, I think after the second half performance after Arsenal, we came on here. You couldn't tell who's slot in and who's slot out. Because at the end of the day, we saw a really good performance, especially in the second half. Liverpool played like an elite team. Yes, we didn't create chances, but who plays like that against Arsenal at the Emirates? Tell me one team who's controlled the game like that.
Yeah,
nobody.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, whether you're slot in or slot out, you still have to praise the team when they play well. And whether you're slot in, especially the slot outers, in 6 months' time, I'm prepared to eat as much humble pie as you want. If it means Liverpool start playing well, even if it's under this manager, Liverpool invest in the summer with proper players, and Slot is our manager, and we're sitting pretty at the top of the league, because it means Liverpool are doing well and we're all happy. Who gives a shit what I said? So
absolutely.
Let's be honest. But we're here to give an opinion on a game-to-game basis, and at the moment, the situation as we're seeing it and going down in the next 3-4 months, especially when you don't invest in a depleted squad, in depleted areas, especially in the winger area, especially the centre back area, we're gonna fucking go crazy, and that's what we're doing. So, my question to you.
I threw out another stat. We're talking about how difficult it is to win games at the moment and how difficult it is to perform. There was a stat I heard the other day where the top 6 teams currently at the moment, the last 4 games that they've all played, so if you add them up, that's 24 games. Did you see that?
I saw
5 wins. 5 wins. So it just shows you, doesn't it? It's not easy to win games in this league at the moment. And I know obviously nobody's interested in a 12-game unbeaten run that's boring the pants off you, but it's hard to get up a lot of steam in there as things stand at the moment. But sorry, go on. You were going to ask me something.
Look at these Arsenal fans.
Liverpool lose and being our head loss. Can't wait.
Look at Alex. The cheeky sod. Do you want us to lose so get sacked?
I before.
What I was going to say to you, now that you're a slot out, would you take De Zerbi at Liverpool?
No. And not because I don't rate him. I think he's a very, very good coach. But the reason I want Alonso because he's a top coach, obviously. But go on, what?
We need the Gene Lean.
Yeah, we do need the Gene Lean. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. No, I want Alonso because I think the club need and the fan base need an icon of a manager.
What? Forget Alonso for a second.
Yeah.
If Alonso wasn't available.
All right. Okay. I'd want a character. I'd want somebody who.
Maybe a character.
He is a character. Yeah, he is a character. Maybe with somebody to consider. Then I'd want somebody because I think we put our managers up in up in lights, don't we? Massively,
Mm.
and we want to be able to relate to our managers. We want to be able to have an emotional connection with our managers. So I think De Zerbi is pretty insane, to be honest, isn't he? So maybe he would build up a rapport with them. I don't know. Do you fancy him?
I like his philosophy.
Okay.
I like his character. SJ goes, he's a character, but he's not a good character.
Yeah. What would he be like with the press, I suppose, at a huge club?
True.
That's a thing as well, isn't it?
He does fall out with the hierarchy. Maybe that's what Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards will look at. He might be a guy too hard to control. And maybe that's why one of the reasons. But in terms of philosophy, in terms of management, believing in your philosophy and approach, I rate him. I rate him. Would I choose him above Alonso and these guys? No.
He went to. Am I right in saying he went to Bayern?
No, he didn't go to Bayern.
He didn't actually go, did he? Company went. I thought. Yeah. I'm thinking he was there before Bayern. So he went from Brighton to Marseille.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So again, just playing devil's advocate, why did he not go to a bigger club than Marseille?
Yeah, it's a fair point. It's a fair point.
But then you could see him equally coming to the Premier League again in the summer. You could see him potentially at Spurs, at United, at Chelsea. There's a few clubs going to be looking for a manager. Could you see him? I could see him at City, to be perfectly honest.
Chelsea have given Rossini a 6-year contract, haven't they?
Yeah. I know. Yeah, they have actually. Yeah. So to be fair, that's not likely to be the case. But he's very young, isn't he? So you don't. They're a bit mad when it comes to contracts. That he could be gone before the end of the season. Knowing Chelsea.
Yeah, I just don't think he's a yes man. That's the thing. I don't think he's a yes man.
Oh, right. Okay. So you need a club that was going to give him his stripes to sort of build something.
Yeah.
Interesting. And I think, well, that's hopefully what we would give him or Alonso or whoever else comes in to be able to do that, because I don't think we want a yes man, really, do we? I don't think we want someone who's going to completely take control, but then we want someone who's going to be prepared to work within a structure. But is Enrique a yes man? I'd say he's not.
Luis Enrique, I don't think he's a yes man.
No, but then I suppose if you got Enrique, then you're like, well, there you go. It's the keys to the chest. Off you go.
Yeah, 100%. But I Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards was prepared to do that, because at the end of the day, as much as we all love Klopp, they just couldn't work with him.
Do you think there's a world where Edwards or Hughes or both go in the summer as well?
They've only got 18 months left, and Michael Edwards' links to Saudi Arabia just don't go away.
Genuine.
Yeah. They really like him. They really want him. And maybe there was the conspiracy theories were really going one day in the summer that Newcastle had a little deal with Liverpool. Okay, we'll let Isak go, but we'll get something off you. Maybe someone going down to Saudi or anyone. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know who it was. Maybe it was a little gentleman's agreement between the Saudi hierarchy and Michael Edwards, a private one. I would be very surprised if Michael Edwards is not working in some capacity in the next 2-3 years with the Saudi Pro League.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree. I think there's a possibility that Hughes takes Edwards' job, or some version of it, and Ward takes Hughes' job, and they all just move up.
Chucking the money at him right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Saudis currently, and I know that for a fact, they are chucking money at him.
Yeah.
And at the moment, he's saying no.
But then that opens up another box of tricks, in that if Edwards goes, does that open the door for Jurgen to come back?
I thought we were forgetting about Jurgen last show.
No, I know. He done another little interview, didn't he? I think Rivaro posted it, saying, and he said he loves coaching, He's always loved coaching, but it doesn't mean he wants to do it for the rest of his life. And he really enjoys his Red Bull job, and he's very happy where he is. But that was off the back of Real Madrid. I wonder whether or not he would have one little dabble again at the Reds, maybe.
Really?
Is that just wishful thinking?
Don't I think Jurgen.
Well, how many birds all over it?
how many years has Nagelsmann got with Germany? Because I think Klopp, the natural,
just this World Cup, isn't it?
Do you think so? If it is, then I can see just Klopp taking over, then
slipping into the German role. Yeah,
I think
that
Klopp,
gives him the halfway house, doesn't it, of coaching, but not at the intensity of a day-to-day situation. Yeah,
and then Euros in 2 years, and then one World Cup, and then I think he'll retire.
And then retire. Yeah. That's a good shout. That's a really good shout, actually. So yeah, we shall see. We shall see. It's a difficult one, really, isn't it? I don't know which direction it's going to go. As I say, I think it's a lot of pressure for Slot now because, Alonso is obviously available. He's obviously Edwards' number one choice. So you almost feel as though, is it like next defeat you're out?
Do you believe? Because what we were fed the narrative in the summer, Ben, that Alonso was never our first target. Amorim was never our first target. Slot was always our first target. We met him. He came over. We went over, and all that sort of stuff. Did you believe that, or do you think bullshit?
Bullshit.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
You know the way we say stuff like, we've cooled our interest on Semenyo.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's code for he's binned us off.
Yeah.
Same way as my mates have been saying to me tonight, that's get Guay jibbed us off. And I was like, I think the 300 grand a week he's getting at City probably swung it a little bit. And apparently there was a nice little sweetener for his agency as well. I think they're not soft.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
But I think Alonso was the first choice all day long.
Yeah, we can't have it both ways, can we? We were here going crazy in the summer that Florian Wirtz said no to Bayern Munich and City, because City, just like you said, how Liverpool say we cooled our interest. City put all that narrative interest put the same narrative out, but we said bullshit.
He's walking around the training center and they've cooled their interest.
Exactly. So you can't have it both ways. Yeah. And when someone rejects you, you say no, we never put the bid in. What does that mean? Who puts in the bid in before the player says yes?
Yeah, nobody does that nowadays. The bid's just basically signing its contract these days, isn't it? There isn't really even a bidding war, to be honest. Pretty much the player decides where he's going before, the clubs even come to the table. That's what basically happens. There was no bidding war for Semenyo, for example. He decided where he was going, and that was the end of it. That was the end of it.
Yeah, exactly. There was a release clause. So
there was, yeah. So it was like, simple as easy doors. But yeah, no, going back to Jabi, I think he is, without a shadow of a doubt, the number one choice. I think it does put a lot of pressure on now, and it might well be a case of, we'll see if we can hang on for the next few weeks while you have a little break, and then we'll see what happens. But if we keep getting results, then they'll probably be like, well, you know what, keep going, Slot. And I think, to be fair, if you look at it now, I've said to this at the beginning, that with Slot, how hard was it for anybody to follow Jurgen? Yeah, that's an interesting one. That's a really interesting one.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, imagine that.
Bloody hell.
Can you imagine? Nobody would want to be the manager under Jurgen, because you lose 3 games and they'd be clawing him for the
Jurgen as sporting director. Bloody hell. Endo will be signing a 6-year contract in January.
Yeah, flipping Nora. She was. But yeah, no, I think it was such a difficult gig to follow Klopp, wasn't it?
Oh.
So whoever did come in, it was an unbelievable, because I remember everyone said, whoever comes after Slot, whoever comes after Klopp, it'll be a come down, it'll be rubbish sort of thing. So if somebody had said, whoever replaces Klopp, they're going to have 2 years and then they're going to move on and they're going to win a league and they're going to finish 5th, we'd snap their hand off, wouldn't we?
100%.
We'd snap their hand
100%.
off.
And maybe
So,
look with them giving Slot a 3-year contract, they
there you
sort
go.
of acknowledged the fact that, didn't they?
Yeah, that he was almost like a safe pair of hands, maybe, to sort
Yeah.
of like, just nothing major, good with the media, solid character, good
Mm,
coach. We'll give you the players and, you just coach them. He's not going to cause too much trouble in the dressing room. Come in and, he's not like got a massive ego either, has he? He's a very humble sort
yeah,
of guy.
yeah.
So he obviously didn't make many changes in the first season. So yeah, I think he's actually ended up being ideal for the role. And as I say, if he wins the Champions League, then he'll be staying next year as well. But I think it's
Yeah.
all safe to
But
say
if
that
he wins the Champions League, he deserves to bloody get. He's bloody won the league and the Champions League for us in 2 years.
can you imagine questioning a manager who wins the Champions League and league in 2 years? That blows my mind, really, if you
Exactly.
think about it. But there probably still will be because we might bore our way to the Champions League. But I've
How?
never seen us lift a board in Champions League in my life.
Oh, I really hope so. I really hope so. But do you think if he loses the next 2 games, that the sort of the decision has been taken out of Edwards and Hughes' hands,
I
that they
think
will
so,
be
yeah.
left no
I,
choice?
I think as soon as there's a run of two, maybe one, he might just get away with it because we can lose a game at any point at any style. Like if we batter Bournemouth on Saturday, for example, and we end up losing 2-1 or something with a last minute winner, we'll all be fuming. But if you look in the bigger context, they'll say, you know what, maybe it's just one of those things. But I think if he loses games consistently and the performances are similar, then I think it will happen. I really do. I really do. But the flip side of it is to say, why not do it while we're fairly stable? Because you don't want them really coming in on the back of a run of defeats and poor form again, do you? Because although we're not dazzling and we're not entertaining too much at the moment, we're stabilised, aren't we?
Mm,
We're in fourth place, clear. We're unbeaten in 12. The ship's quite steady. You've got
yeah.
Salah coming back. So is there an
Mm.
argument to say you do it now while actually things are looking good? If Alonso came in off the back of 3 defeats in a row, it's going to be hard to rescue the season no matter what, isn't it?
Yeah, selection says it won't be taken out of Hughes and Edwards' hands. They will ultimately make the decision. They are the overseers of the club. But what I mean by that is obviously technically they're making the decision, but sometimes the toxic nature of in and outside the ground, it just makes you sort of left with no choice. But you ultimately make the decision, like selection says. But because of the circumstances, as much as you've just put out literally 2-3 weeks ago that he's your man and you've got all the confidence in him and this and that, and they're not looking to replace him. They've got all that dreaded vote of confidence as every manager gets. But
Yeah.
2-3 weeks before they get the sack, if the results continue, because you're reluctantly pressing the button.
Yeah.
Because he's their yes man. Whether he was their second or third choice, he's still their choice, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Selection that
But
they
then,
ultimately make the decision.
are they sort of zen about the situation in that they knew that he was only sort of not a temporary, but I mean like a long-term interim until they could get Alonso. But they couldn't have anticipated that Alonso would have been sacked halfway through the season, would they? So they
Yeah,
were planning 3 years. They were planning 3 years for
yeah.
Slot. You would expect or think.
I think they would have learned a lot from Man United. They would have learned a lot from Arsenal as well, where I think you can
Yeah.
count, even though Klopp wasn't there as many years as Wenger and Fergie, but you can still categorize him as that icon
Yeah.
of the club
Yeah.
in terms
Yeah.
of control and the aura of the club as well and the stature that he had. So I think they learned a lot where David Moyes and all these guys came in and it just wasn't happening. And maybe they protected
Yeah.
themselves to an extent with a
Yeah.
3-year contract as well.
And you know what? And people will probably disagree with this, but I still think, ironically, if he had a clean slate again and had extra players in the summer so that the squad was more balanced and more structured how he wants it, I still think he could challenge for the league again. But the problem is the style of play is a little bit sort of on the ponderous side, And I think the damage has already been done with the 9 defeats in 12 this season. You know, the fans have pretty much had enough. But, you know, if we all close our eyes and forget this season and started afresh in the summer, and he got 2 fast wingers and he got 2 centre backs and we went again, I wouldn't be surprised from a results perspective that we would be up there again next season challenging. But as you say, it's how it looks on the eye as well, isn't it? That's the other big factor. Our Mandel in the ultras, he's what's called, he's ITK in it. He says
he's gone by the weekend.
Told by a little birdie that he's gone by the weekend.
Oh my God! If he's gone by the weekend, so I will leave him in Bournemouth on the beach then. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a tricky one, Bournemouth as well. I know they're not getting the results at the moment. They drew 1-1 with Brighton last night, didn't they? But that's still a tough game on Saturday. Like, and I think if any sort of defeat, then I think he will be on the edge, without a doubt.
Some people are saying, look, you know, it's not toxic. You know, I think Selection is saying there in the chat. But when was the last time that the cop road attack? Yeah. When was the last time?
A long time ago.
Yeah, and Slot said, I think he mentioned. I saw some quotes from him saying that the boos weren't. There were a few. It wasn't a few. Ben, you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
It wasn't a few.
It was a solid echo around the ground.
Yeah.
But he did comment on the boos in his press conference. So they asked him about it. Does it bother you about the boos at Anfield, because it hasn't happened for a long time? And his response was, "I understand it, but," he said, "I think if people, you know, walk away from the ground and calm down from an emotional, they'll see that we played much better and we deserve to win." And I think that's fair. But again, it all ties in with don't matter how well you play, you can't not win against Burnley at home, a newly promoted side. You just can't. You're allowed one of those a season, but then when you tie it in with drawing with Leeds home and away, drawing with Sunderland at home, it's like, I read another stat that if we'd have beat Sunderland, Leeds and Burnley in those 3 games, so the Sunderland game obviously was a bit of a die-out 1-1, wasn't it? And we just about got it. We'd have beat them, and then Leeds, if we'd have hung on to that victory away from Leeds, or we'd have just beat them at home, and we'd have beat Burnley on Saturday, any of those results, we'd be 1 point behind City. Just mental, and you think about it.
Wow.
And you think to yourself, all of a sudden, people would be like, we're back in the title race.
We would
and
be.
That's how bonkers this game is.
It's weird. Weird season for Liverpool, weird season for the Premier League, but that's what's so frustrating as well, Ben.
Yeah, it was there for the taking. Yeah. Because I don't think this is a great Arsenal side by any stretch of the imagination. I think they're functional. I think that they're good. You know, obviously they're well coached. They're efficient. But I don't know. I think if they'd have had some real pressure put on them, I think they'd have cracked.
Yeah, and they still, and tease my nephew as well, who's an Arsenal fan. Like, they can't put City away. Like City are telling Arsenal, put us away. Like, put us away.
And they don't go for it.
And Arsenal say, no, we can't put you away. So look, there's a lot of Arsenal fans who've been coming out. I think Thierry Henry was saying that Arsenal are still doing well and this and that. Right? Yeah, that's fine. But they've also had some like dodgy results, like a lot of draws over the last 7-8 games, and they're not putting City away. But they'll just think, okay, fine. If City are losing, we'll just keep ticking along. But you just ask, because they haven't done it for a long, long time. There's a nervousness amongst the Arsenal fan base. They want to be 12, 13 points ahead, even by this stage. They want to be. And you could argue they should be. Yeah. But
it's almost like us in the season we won it, isn't it? Remember when we were like sort of like 15 points clear and everyone was like, yeah, but I just want to win the next game. I remember distinctly being that. And it was like, mate, nobody is catching this team now, no matter. 100%. And I think after the COVID game, we drew, didn't we, in the derby? Which was the first game back after COVID, and everyone went absolutely mental. I was like, oh my word, we're going to get caught. We're going to get caught. It was a terrible performance. And then I think we played Palace the game after and smashed them like 4-1 or something. And everyone was like, you know what, it's fine. We're going to win the league now again. and we were like 17 points clear or something ridiculous.
Yeah. I think someone tweeted it from an Arsenal. I only follow a few Arsenal fans. I can't remember who it was, and he had a list of about 7-8 games this season where Arsenal have dropped points in, and all those games, Ben, they didn't get a set piece goal.
Yeah, well, he scored again tonight, 2 set piece goals to beat Inter.
Yeah. I saw the score. I didn't watch the match.
So they've scored 18 from 18 corners this season.
Ridiculous.
It's nuts, isn't it? I think if you take the, if you took those 18 goals away, they'd probably be like 5th or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, look, as annoying as it is from the opposition, especially when it happens indirectly, in competition with you when you're playing Arsenal, you have to compliment it. Let's be honest. If Liverpool was scoring every other week, Van Dijk and Kanate were up on every corner, banging them in with a bullet header, we'd say, wow, look at the delivery, look at the we'd be talking all about like how much our players want to get up for the header and all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. So, well, you remember the season with Rodgers' season that we nearly went close to winning the league, 13-14. I remember Skrtel scoring about 8 or 9 headers during that season. It was like, corner, Skrtel, bang, goal. And it was like we just scoring from set pieces left, right, and centre. I think sometimes you just get in that mould where the opposition just think, oh no, we're going to concede here. And they just think, we'll just chuck it in and we're going to get on the end of it because that's what's happened all season. So, yeah, I think everyone thought it was going to dry up, but it doesn't look like it's going to dry up at all, to be honest.
And the irony is everybody is trying to do something with their set pieces, long throws, all that sort of stuff. They all are.
Oh, yeah.
They just can't get to the level of Arsenal. They just can't. And they've just hired our ex set piece got its throwing coach.
Yeah. So Gronier or whatever. Yeah.
There's a question here, Ben, from Mo Salah. You can't ignore Mo Salah if he asks you a question.
No, you can't. Especially the real Mo Salah.
Yeah. should be asleep now if he's starting, Ben. Asim thoughts on Schlotterbeck's. I watched 10 minutes of the game. I'm sorry. I had a guest around. Then I had to jump on Jamie's show as well. So I didn't watch. I watched 10 minutes of the show and Schlotterbeck hardly got the ball in the first 10 minutes. So I apologize. If you tell me, how did he play?
Lost 2-0 in the end, didn't he?
Was it? Yeah, they got a man sent off as well, didn't they?
Oh, did he? Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Right. Okay. But shows again how strong the Premier League is, without a doubt. Yeah. Okay. Should we? What we on there? An hour there. We do something crazy and finish on time for a change. Do you want to have a prediction for tomorrow night? Let's do a prediction and order and goal scorers because there's only me and you. So let's go for it all in.
2-2.
2-2. Wow.
I don't know who's gonna. I don't know who's gonna score for them.
Yeah, just say Greenwood too.
Just say Greenwood and Aubameyang. Who's scoring for us? I think Ekitike gets one.
Right. Okay. Please tell me you can't. You're not going to say who else is going to score.
Mohamed Salah is going to get one.
Absolutely. It'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? And that's not far off mine, actually. I'm actually going to go for a really entertaining, high-scoring game. I think it's going to be 3-2 to Liverpool.
Ooh, I thought you were going to go for 3-3 there, but 3-2. Wow. Go on, give me your scores.
Oh, yeah. And
Salah?
I'm going to go Salah, and I'm going to go Ekitike, and I'm going to go Florian Wirtz again.
Nice.
Goals for all three. So I think Mohamed Salah will score a penalty. I think that's what he'll do. I think Ekitike will score, and I think Florian Wirtz will score late on a breakaway. That's my prediction.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
It almost sounded like I knew what was going to happen.
We shall see.
Saying to finish off, what do we reckon? James is ever the optimist. Love that, James. We get beat 3-0. Thank you very much. Eddie says 3-1 to us. Slot continues to trot for now. Marcus 3-1 to Marseille. There's not a huge amount of confidence in the chat here. 2-1 loss for Dave. 2-1 2-0 Kerkez Vert. I like that one. That's a nice one. That'll be good. Yes, we shall see. Toxicity is real. Flipping Nora.
You know what, Ben? After tomorrow, we will try to get. What is it tomorrow? Wednesday. By Thursday, we will try to get out a tactical show, because when you come up with the De Zerbi team, you have to do something tactical, because we will see plenty of little nuances amongst during the game.
Yeah, tomorrow. Like shape and counter shape and tactics and counter tactics and stuff. Yeah, you might see quite significant performances in the first and second half as well, because they'll do the analysis at half time. So we should see.
Be a lot of a cat and mouse tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, guys, we'll leave it there. That's an hour and 5 minutes. So what's called? Hope you enjoyed that. Oh, we got some supers. Flipping heck. I need to read some supers. That would help, wouldn't it? Flipping order. I didn't realize they've all come flying in. They all come in as soon as you come in, Asim. First one. So how do we pronounce that? I think he's
Vasvidev Inazi.
Vasvidev, yeah. I pronounced somebody's name at the beginning of the stream, and he shouted at me 3 times, and I got it wrong. I sincerely apologize. I agree he has to go, but the way our fan base treats the manager is disgraceful. Everything must be done respectfully. You'll never walk alone, Ben. I agree, mate. Absolutely. Salah, Mohamed Salah, Hamid. Muras Gali, that's it, the GOAT. Is that his full name, is it?
Yeah, that's his full name.
Ah, right, okay, fair enough. Never ever knew that. There we go. Absolute legends. S. Jot is in the chat every night. Superb. Asim Ben, will you take Guardiola? City might cash in as they fear he's running down his contract for Liverpool. Watch this space, lads. It's a big exclusive. I absolutely would take.
How many years does he have left?
He has 2 years left this summer.
Really?
Yes.
How old is he?
It's a very good question.
He won't. I'll be very.
How old is Guardiola?
He will be older than 24, 25, 23.
23. Wow.
Yeah. Where?
Yeah, it's funny actually. The chat was talking about Guardiola earlier on. To be honest, I would absolutely bite your hand off if he came
24 in a couple of days.
If he came in as the Robertson / Van Dijk understudy for 1 year, and then replaced Van Dijk outright in year 2, I think that's a good sell.
But can you see Liverpool realistically getting him off Man City?
I don't know. I can't imagine they'd want to sell him, to be honest. It doesn't look good for City. But if he's refusing to, if he's saying he's going to run his contract down, then again, a City that asked, they'll just burn the money. Like they've let Jack Grealish go out on loan, haven't they? And they're on about him going to Everton for 30 million fee. They're going to write off 70 million. I suppose they assumed that was the case because he's at an older age now. But Gvardiol's only 23, isn't he?
And they bought him. And what did they buy him for? About 60 million pounds?
60 odd million, yeah. 60, 70 maybe from Leipzig, wasn't it?
Or something like that.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, no, I'd be all over that. I think he's class. Thanks for that super chat there. How do we pronounce that one? Jot.
I always say S-Jot.
S-Jot, yeah. Alex, big up, man. Thank you very much.
Big up, Alex. Thank you so much.
The more I can't be asked with Alonso sterile possession football, I need some fun back in my life. Who would you have done, Alex? Who would you want? Interesting. Do you think there's a fair point in that? Is Alonso's style of play massively different to Slot?
He's been influenced by Jose, the pragmatism.
Pragmatist. That's the one.
Yeah, that he gets from Jose. He gets the freedom. I hope the man management of Ancelotti, the positional play principles from Guardiola. So there's a lot of influences there. So yeah, he is a positional player manager, but he's also a profile type of manager, where he looks at the role and the profile rather than the position. So Grimaldo is not a wing back. He's the inside playmaker.
Yeah.
The Wirtz in the number 10. He's not a 10. He's a playmaking a roaming playmaker. So he does give
players in certain areas.
Yeah, but it is all about zones. It is all about zones. But I believe I would be very, very surprised and angry and disappointed, whoever it is that comes in if Arne Slot leaves or gets sacked, is even if it's a positional play manager, and just for argument's sake, if it's Alonso, that they haven't analysed the situation and what's gone on at Liverpool, where the crowd is not accepting this type of football, and there's still what you called it is part of the Jurgen Klopp mourning cycle still going on amongst the fan base and the crowd.
There needs to be an energy injection. Yeah,
there needs to be an energy injection. But I believe Alonso's man management is better than Slot, and I believe he's got more of a connection already than Slot with the fans. Yeah, and that's why there's an urge. Everyone that you ask,
it would do the old cliche of uniting the club, wouldn't it? Everybody would be back to going in the same direction. Whereas at the moment, it feels like a real discord, and that you've got half a lot more than half, probably 80% now of the fan base are like, we want something different, and you need everybody to be singing from the same hymn sheet. But you're talking about players, Ethan. Thank you for your chat. Alonso has the start of a spine for Mbang and Wirtz, and to me, that's another huge factor in this as well. In that, what more? How more exciting would Florian Wirtz be if Alonso walked in the door? They've clearly got a very, very strong relationship, and I think Alonso clearly knows how to get the best out of him. So he's got the first piece of his perfect jigsaw straight away. I think Frimpong obviously does a job for him without a doubt. And maybe he would say he's not like the absolute perfect person for him, but he'll have the option to buy a few more. I just think, who was the striker at Leverkusen? The main striker?
He played at Anfield. He played at Anfield. He played at Anfield, and when on that night, he played on the left hand side, which surprised Slot.
I can't remember.
Boniface, that's the one.
Boniface, yeah.
And he had that other lad as well.
The
Schick. Is that how you pronounce it?
Patrick Schick.
Yeah.
So you'd like to think that that's an upgrade in Isaac and Ekitike for the start, but would you be able to use them in a similar way? But obviously, they'd just be a lot more effective. We'll have to wait and see. One more super chat just come in last minute from Era J6Y. Thank you very much. His man management can't be too similar to Ancelotti's Madrid players. For him, no for Alonso. I think that's harsh, because I think Madrid's such a basket case of a club. Like, I think from what is coming out of there now, he wanted to coach them in a certain way. He wanted to set up the team in a certain way, and certain players were just not buying into that regime and that plan. And the reality is, a lot of the players at Real Madrid run the club, and that's just, unfortunately the way it goes. And someone like Ancelotti is a man manager and a manager. He's not a coach. He just, makes sure that he gets the best out of the players, and then the players sort of do it for him, and that's probably why he's perfectly suited. Whereas if you put Ancelotti in a team that needs to be coached and has got a lot of raw ability but needs a lot of time on the training ground, then maybe Ancelotti wouldn't be suited to that at all. So swings and roundabouts, isn't it, for different coaches? But I think, ironically, Madrid, in its DNA, I think it couldn't be. It's Liverpool's the complete opposite to Real Madrid in terms of its DNA, in that we would absolutely embrace a manager and a coach and allow them to build, something. So I think for that alone, Alonso going from Madrid to us would be a perfect jump. But we digress, and we should
look at the difference in Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique convinced the PSG hierarchy to let Mbappe go. They made it so political over the last 3-4 years before his exit to Real Madrid. And I believe if Luis Enrique was an integral part of convincing them and in making sure he leaves and creates a proper culture. Culture.
He got rid of the egos, didn't he?
Exactly. And look at the team that he built.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alonso needed backing of the hierarchy for him to do that. But the problem is it wasn't just Mbappe at Real Madrid. It's loads.
Yeah, it was loads.
This year,
Neymar
sorry.
wasn't at the time, and a few others, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just too many. And the thing is, it's either the players or the manager. And at Real Madrid, the manager goes. And if you're not a Zidane, if you're not a Ancelotti, really good managers, but Zidane is slightly different. Zidane is not as in terms of like the manager of Ancelotti, but he's still very good with people. But he's got the aura in terms of his success and what he was at the club as well. Ancelotti is just an unbelievable person on and off the pitch, and has got the utmost respect. But he's got the love and the play for him, and he's got a style of play where, you know, he loves his counter-attacking play. He loved the diamond as well at Real Madrid and all that sort of stuff, and he can manage egos. That is his best quality. So if you're not that, but we should never ever say, look, if you're not Ancelotti, because he was the ultimate, or he is the ultimate manager. So you can't get anywhere near him. That's unfair.
He almost eclipses Klopp as a man manager to a certain degree, doesn't he? Or he's certainly on par with him in lots of ways from a man management perspective. So yeah, absolutely. Okay, guys. Another one. Selection. He won't let us go. Let's see how much the fans love Alonso. Is he in the hot seat playing his positional approach football like Slot?
Yeah, look, I said it last show, didn't I? But the thing is, whoever it is needs 3-4 players minimum. Whoever it is. But
it would be stupid not to back him properly, wouldn't it?
Yeah. The reason why I what killed it for me, and wallahi, it's not down to the fact that my sort of personal bias towards Mohamed Salah. I just did not see him as the problem, and the manager saw Mohamed Salah as the problem.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing Joe Gomez playing a right wing at Anfield, and I thought, you know, your principles have gone from here to here.
Yeah.
Now he should go back here again.
And if he's made that decision, because it looks like he's, you know, welcoming him back in, and he's going to start tomorrow night. So if he's made that decision on, you know, the instruction of the hierarchy, then he's shown weakness in general, isn't he? And that's probably not the sort of manager that you want. You should be a manager be saying, listen, if I'm going to drop someone, I'm going to drop someone who's not a legend.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not just going to drop someone because that's what you've asked me to do. So generally speaking, it's definitely it was the start of the end for him.
Yeah. Look, I agree. I agree with selection. Liverpool fans want vertical football back, but I said it last Sunday when we drew against Burnley that we need to get Jurgen Klopp out of our heads that we're never going to see that type of football. Do we need to implement some of his philosophy into new teams that we see? Whether it's today or, you know, in the next 2-3 years, 100%. You know, Jurgen's Gegenpress it will be here in generations to come, because who doesn't want to win the ball up high up the field? Who doesn't want to, you know, get smother and really squeeze and strangle the opposition? Who doesn't want to do that? It's going to be relevant now, and it's going to be relevant in 50 years.
Yeah.
So, but if you really want to go down that route, then whether it's Slot or whether it's anybody else, then give them the profiles of players so they can do that.
Exactly. And that's the thing. He could have asked for the more perfect players in Salah, Mane, and Firmino. They were just machines, weren't they? They were just machines, never injured. You know, run like absolute dogs, but with all of the flair and creativity to boot, game after game after game. And it's like, those players don't grow on trees, do they? You know, if you look around Europe now and you think, oh, who's the closest to those three that are available in their prime? There's not many of them, is there? There's not many of them.
The irony is, last year we had the perfect balance. We had deficiencies, but we had verticality. But now we just don't. We had a counter attack. You just go watch.
Now.
Yeah. 6 months of our first last season, just watch how many counter-attacking goals that we got last season.
Yeah,
it was crazy. It was loads.
Yeah, loads. Okay, guys, we'll wrap it up there. That's 120. You've got out of us there now with a few little cheeky super chats to finish. Right. We will see you tomorrow evening on the what's it called? The Forever 4 watch along. Please tune
Forever
in.
Reds, Forever Reds.
Forever Reds. Yeah, it should be entertaining to say the least. So yeah, please join us for that. Put that one in your diary, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye.